Hello, my loves, and welcome to your Cosmic Weather Report for the week ahead. Another new background for those of you watching. I'm still out on tour with the book. And just speaking of which, just thank you again from the bottom of my heart for all of your support with this book, all of you that have bought it and shared it and sent me messages about it and have reviewed it. I can't thank you all enough. So the biggest thank you. Now into this week. It's going to be quite a profound week this week for a deep inner expansion into more of yourself. And this is going to begin on Tuesday when we get the Sun sextile Chiron. Now, what this is going to really bring is this ability to begin to really know and understand and heal what keeps you from knowing your true worth and value. It's going to help you to really see and know and heal all of those deep insecurities that stop you from shining your unique soul's light out into the world. So that little voice that says, oh, you're too much, or you're not enough, or don't behave like that because they might say this, or don't do that because they might say that. And all those little insecurities that keep us dim, that keep you kind of small and hidden and a more shrunken version of you where you're afraid to let the fullness of your light shine. You're going to really be able to tap into those things. And there's going to be this big healing energy that comes through that is going to help you to begin to just really heal those things that keep you from shining your light. And to help you to do this, there's going to be this opportunity to really, or this desire to begin to awaken to your inner potential. There's going to be this little glimmer inside of you, this little light inside of you that kind of says, you're worth more than this, you can do more than this, you've got more than this, you need to shine more than this, you need to speak up more than this. And that's going to show you all the things that get in the way and keep you dimming yourself so that you can then begin to shine your light and we can begin to see you. Now, on this same day, we get Mars moving into Virgo. Now, this is going to be a really beautiful energy for intentional action. So Mars is that planet of motivation, drive and desire that gets us to get things done. And Virgo does get a bit of a bad rap about being picky and perfectionist and needing a to-do list, and it's like a little bit true. But what Virgo really is Virgo is the deep healer of the zodiac. So Virgo is going to help you to see all those little picky perfectionist things. And Virgo is the devotional sign of the zodiac. So Mars in Virgo is going to ask you to really devote to what you want. Devote to it. Every single day, devote to it. Please show me how I can do this. Please show me how I can serve more. Please show me how I can show up more. Please show me how I can shine more. I want you to really feel a sense of very deep devotion to what you want. So not just a desire, but like devote yourself to it. Devote yourself to who you are and what you want. And with the Sun sextile Chiron and Mars moving into Virgo on this day, and we spoke a little bit about Virgo energy, this is going to show you where you do kind of hold yourself back and go, oh, well, I'll start it when it's perfect, or when I've changed this, I'll do it, or when this has happened, I'll do it, or I'll start then and I'll start when this happens, or I'll just change this and then that. It's going to really show you where you do allow that picky, perfectionist voice to hold you back from shining your unique soul's light, and ask you to really begin to devote to yourself, to your light, to your dreams, to your desires, and take intentional action towards them. Now, Wednesday, then we get the last quarter moon in Pisces. So this is going to be a really beautiful energy. The last quarter moon is that part of the lunar cycle where we're really asked to begin to shed and release and let go of what we don't want to take into the next cycle with us. And with this last quarter moon being in Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac, there's going to be this big releasing energy of it. You've got to let this go now. It's time to let this go. You've carried this around for too long now. You've let this get in your way for too long now. You've put this off for too long now. So it's going to be this real energy now of releasing, shedding, letting go, completion, finishing things off, closing doors that are no longer meant for you, cutting ties with things that aren't serving you. Again, all those things that you maybe saw the day before that dim your shine. This last quarter moon in Pisces is going to come along and say, okay, well, let's let all this go now. Let's release this heavy load. Let's let go of these things you've carried around with you for way too long. And what this last quarter moon in Pisces will also bring is this real ability to start to trust the process of life and to surrender to a higher source of power. And so if there are things in your life that you've been really, really struggling with, of like, I just can't let go of this, and there's this, and then what about this? Surrender it all to a higher source of power. I don't know what to do with this. Please help me. Please show me how to let go of this. Please show me how to move beyond this. There's a whole chapter in your cosmic purpose about surrendering to a higher source of power and how we can do that. You never, ever need to struggle alone with little human you at any time when things feel like too much, when you feel like the way ahead is not clear, when you don't know where to go or what to do. You can surrender it all to a higher source of power and ask for that help and guidance to come in and show you the way. And it's also going to help us in that same way then to really begin to trust the process of life. And again, there's a full chapter in your cosmic purpose about this, about trusting the timing. It's our ego that wants things in a certain way, in a certain time. It has to happen like this, in this way, in this exact order. That's your ego. Your ego needs certainties and guarantees and a full-on timeline and a spreadsheet. That's not the language of your soul. Your soul is trust and ease and flow and grace and surrender. And so this last quarter moon in Pisces is also going to really help us to trust that process of life. I know I need to let go of this. I don't quite know what's coming next, but I know I need to trust that. I know I need to let go of this to create the space for something new to come in, because nothing new can come in while I'm still gripping onto this. I just need to let go and trust this. I need to keep putting one foot in front of the other and just trust this. So it's going to be a real day of surrendering and trust that's going to really help us to move into something deeper. And on Thursday then, this energy just keeps going and going. We're going to get Jupiter square Neptune. Now, this is the third and final square that's happening between these two planets. They first squared on the 19th of August and the 24th of December last year. So you might want to look back around those dates and see if anything similar was happening, if there's any similar themes, if there's anything coming back around, if you're still stuck in something that you said back then you wanted to change. Because the Jupiter-Neptune square is a real check-in point of past meets future, old timelines meet new timelines. And so you're really going to be shown where you're still operating on old timelines, on old belief systems, on an old operating system within you that maybe does say, oh, things never work out for me, or this could go wrong, or that could go wrong, where you're still stuck replaying those old stories, those old beliefs, and you're letting that still affect your life right now. And you're going to be shown where there's these new timelines that you're being called into, but they may feel uncertain, unknown, and so you've been resisting and shrinking and hiding and saying, oh, well, I'll do it when this, or I'll make the change when that happens, or when that happens. Like, we're always looking to this distant future of if and when and but and maybe I'll finally do the things I want to do. You're going to really be shown where there's these kind of different timelines merging, and it's going to be a real choice point of, do you want to stay operating in these old systems, staying stuck in the past? Or do you want to now begin to expand into something new, move into a new timeline, shift something in your life? And on Saturday then, as the sun moves into Cancer and we get the summer solstice, this is when we're really given the opportunity to step into a new timeline. So the summer solstice is the halfway point of the traditional year. So it takes us into the second half of the traditional year. And the word solstice means stopping or standing still. And so it's a really beautiful day to stop and to check in and to look at how far you've come in the first half of the year. Look back to January when we maybe set all these big intentions, and we all know my views about New Year intentions, but we've not got time to go into that here. But you maybe set these big intentions at January. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make that happen. 6 months into the year, where are you? Are you still standing still? Have you made changes? Have you gone after what you wanted? Have you done what you wanted to do? This is a really beautiful check-in point to look back at where you've been, to gather the lessons and the learnings. And then as we stand on this threshold into the second half of the year, we begin to move through that doorway. This day of full solar power, this is when we've got full solar power to really begin to shine our light. You're asked, who do you want to be and what do you want to make happen in the second half of the year? It's all up to you. It's completely up to you. So this is a day to really decide how you're stepping into the second half of the year. As who? Who are you stepping through this doorway as? What are you stepping towards? What are you going to create and manifest to make happen in your life? It's your life. There's only you that can do this. So we want to use this full solar power day to maybe be aware of where we've dimmed our shine and to light ourselves all the way up as we step into the second half of the year. And then we're going to get a really beautiful day then on Sunday to just tie all of this up and to really help us with this. We're going to get the Sun square Saturn and Mars sextile Jupiter. So first of all, there's the Sun square Saturn. This is going to be an energy that is just going to ask you to break free of all self-imposed limitations. So all those places where you put restrictions on yourself, boundaries on yourself, oh, this can't happen for me, or that wouldn't happen for me, or whatever it is, all these restrictions and boundaries and stories that you place upon yourself, you're going to be asked to really free yourself from these, to really begin to manifest your full potential. I see it like we've got little binds around us and we're going to be asked just like to break free of all this binding. I don't need this anymore. I don't need to hold myself down like this anymore. I don't need to keep myself small like this anymore. I don't need to protect myself like this anymore. I don't need to keep myself held in anymore. There's going to be this real energy that's just going to come through and ask you to blast apart all those self-imposed limitations that you put upon yourself and to really see where you do that. And with the Saturn energy and the Sun energy, the Sun, how you're here to shine, this is going to ask you now to lay or to reshape the foundations of your life. Going into the second half of the year, can you put really deep foundations in yourself of self-trust, self-love, self-belief, self-worth, so that then you can begin to build everything you want upon that? It all starts with our foundations. If your inner foundations are shaky and you don't really trust yourself, believe in yourself, back yourself, you're unlikely to be able to build something that's really stable and long lasting. And so the Sun and Saturn are going to say, break free from all those self-imposed limitations, all those shaky foundations. We've got to let them go. And we've got to instead build these really strong foundations within of, I trust myself. And even if I'm stepping into the unknown, even if I don't know what's going to happen next, I know that I can do it because I trust myself. I've got myself. Now, on the same day, we're going to get Mars sextile Jupiter. This is just beautiful. Mars, we talked about before, that motivation, drive and desire. Jupiter, expansion, abundance, awakenings, spiritual connection. And so this is going to bring a deep, deep motivation towards personal growth. A deep motivation towards inner expansion and to being like, this is who I am. This real fire and willingness and desire to just expand and go for it. To just go, do you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna let myself shine. And anyone that's got a problem with your shine, they're not your people. And your people can't find you unless you begin to shine. So the end of the week then is just going to bring this big energy. And so I want you to do something for me. On Sunday, I want you to plan something for the following week of something big and brave and bold and expansive that you're going to do to take you towards who you want to be and what you want to do. And I want you to let me know what that's going to be. I want you to make one little intention of like, that's what I'm going to do to really let myself shine. I've got 10 seconds left. I'm going to wish you so much love for this week ahead. I'll be back next week, and thank you for all your love and support.